Welcome back to the Mr. Big Fact Show. Now, today I have a I have a little grievance with a girl, an F.B.A. girl. I was watching a brother by the name of Afro Think Tank, and he put out a video. It popped up on my screen. He's a fairly intelligent dude. You know what I'm saying? He's on the right side of history so far. Anyway, he put out a video and he put a clip of a girl. I clipped it. I took the clip, and I'm gonna play the clip after I'm done talking. But I'm just gonna basically kind of tell you what she was saying, because it's all about this boycott of African businesses that the F.B.A. idiots were trying to do, and now it flopped. It didn't work. Nobody's boycotting anything. Everybody's just like, what? Why would I boycott an African or Caribbean business? Are you serious? Black Americans, African Americans are like, what? What are you talking about? All right, you got these dividers in the community that are hell bent on trying to stir up some shit that they really don't want. They really don't want it. And when it happens, you'll hear bloody murder, people crying, people screaming, what's going on? What's happening? Why are we fighting against each other? She was making some comments about African people that fought for their good names against F.B.A. And that's how I saw it. And that's how I always see it. Because F.B.A. started this shit. And they intensified it with people like Tariq Nasheed and Phil Scott and O'Shea and Professor Black Lies and the Black Authority. They started this, and they started pushing it because they found out that there was money involved. There was views involved. People were viewing to see what was going on. So I was watching his video. I saw the young sister. She was talking about the fact that black people, African Americans, were not going to boycott Africans. Okay, understood. We know that wasn't really going to happen. But then she went into her emotions about the whole situation. She started to say things like she started to see the African people and the Caribbean people's true colors and the things they were saying. And I'm like, okay, so what about what your people are saying? What about what F.B.A., who claims to be all of y'all, who claims that all of y'all are part of their cult? What about what they're saying? What about the bad and the nasty things they've been saying every day? What about Tariq Nasheed? What about the fact that every time he comes on his platform and he comes to talk about a very serious issue, which is concerning black American safety and well-being in the United States, he always pivots and gravitates towards disrespecting the immigrant class, the black immigrant class, and that's it, nobody else. You got to talk about that too, sister, because contrary to what you may think, the black American perspective and point of view holds a lot of weight. The African American. And when you look at the immigrants, they're here and they're kind of like visitors, and they're just doing their thing, man. And then y'all come with y'all hateful rhetoric towards them and say that they need to go back home and their country is poor. Just reminding them of past trauma. You got to understand, this brings up trauma that people have. People come from poor nations with war-torn countries. People, parents, family members died, friends, and you bring that up and you start, just drilling it in. Look, you remember you came from a poor-ass country. You don't have a running water. You don't have a toilet. You have dirt roads. You know what I'm saying? You tell them that, and this is trauma. Just like the same way they would say certain things that happen to blacks. But a lot of blacks in America were not directly affected by slavery. This is something that happened to generations and ancestors of black people. So you won't feel as bad unless it's something where you're being abused by police, by the system, by the state directly. So none of y'all haven't directly been affected by slavery or even Jim Crow or none of that. But a lot of the immigrants, they're really about their life. They really came from a war-torn country. They really came from the war zone. They really came from utter poverty. So y'all don't understand there's a difference. So for her, I would say, when your leader, if you're an F.B.A. family, when your leader says, y'all got to check y'all people, y'all got to check y'all coons, it should be reciprocated. It should be reciprocated. You got to check your coons. You got to check your people. Because when F.B.A. was running wild, there was nobody checking F.B.A. You have a man that buddies with celebrities. You have a man that goes on Fox News, went on Fox News before, that goes on big platforms spewing hate and xenophobia. But none of y'all was checking it, because in the comment section, it's mostly, yeah, we F.B.A. tethers, get him out of here. Trump, call ICE. I'm going to call ICE. I've been on Twitter space. I seen these people talking about calling ICE and weird stuff. This is a threat to black immigrants. You're threatening their lives and their livelihoods. So people will act a certain type of way, and there's a lot they can say. There's a lot of people can say, but a lot of people are just saying, why even do it? Because this is not even the whole African American community. And there's a lot F.B.A.s can say, or black Americans can say. But a lot of people are like, this is not the whole of us, so I'm not gonna contribute to this bullshit. Alright? So we should not be talking about how we've seen whose true colors. You gotta understand, you're going up against black people. That's the thing that y'all don't understand. Because a black F.B.A.s or whatever y'all want to call yourself that talks down on Africans and immigrants, you got to understand, when you're talking down to another black person, no matter what part of the world they're from, you got to always remember that warrior spirit is still in that person. That's still a black person that you're talking to. Always remember that. All right? That ain't the white person. You ain't going to get the sympathy you got from white people, from people that look just like you. You got to understand, at some point, we got to come to a crossroads and say, listen, we're going to meet in the middle and we're going to sign this declaration of peace. That's the only way. This back and forth is not going to amount to shit. There's no benefit in it. That's all I got to say about that. I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to post what she said. But I thought that she was being a little bit disingenuous, because she knew exactly what her so-called F.B.A. family were doing online the whole time, and nobody was checking them. They wasn't being checked by anybody. And now that voices are raising up and motherfuckers is getting mad and saying, well, you know what, I'm going to say this and I'm going to hit them below the belt. Now she's concerned. But before that, she wasn't really concerned. You know, she wasn't really concerned. That's just what I got to say about that, man. I hope y'all have a good one. Make sure y'all like and subscribe to Mr. Big Fat Show. Peace.
And creators calling for this, people with actual influence. Haven't seen one. Y'all didn't notice that people were stitching the same video over and over? Y'all didn't notice that? Or did you purposely choose to not notice that? You would have thought we made infographics or flyers actually organizing a boycott from this response. Haven't seen it. You would have thought we dug up Michael Jackson or had Beyonce say something about a boycott. Y'all let one person, one irrelevant person, convince y'all that we were boycotting so y'all can list your grievances of Black Americans. Mind you, the only time the whole diaspora comes together is when it's time to talk about how much y'all don't like Black Americans. The only time. Man, I'm saying that y'all have a multitude of slurs for us. I ain't know that. That sounds like xenophobia to me. Over a fake boycott. A fake boycott. When I first saw her video, when y'all started stitching it, it had 65 likes and like 200 comments of people disagreeing with her. But apparently all 40 million of us are on the same page. You walk down the street, you ask any Black American about a boycott, they're gonna look at you like they don't know what you're talking about. But all y'all had a lot to say about Black Americans in the plight of this fake boycott. I ain't never seen the word slave so many times. Y'all be here talking about Black Americans don't know how to boycott in the first place. Y'all keep naming 3 companies. One of them have lost $1 billion in revenue from Black Americans boycotting. One of them I'll give you. Maybe we should. The other one, look at their stocks and see how down they are. But we don't know how to boycott. Y'all can't be talking about the same Black Americans whose boycotts are the only reason why anybody's allowed to come to America that is not white. The same Black Americans, right? Don't know how to boycott. All we've done is boycott protests. Like, I saw people say, well, y'all can't even boycott Trump. Mind you, y'all forgot about the 92% of us who voted for a Caribean person, half Caribbean, half Indian, 92% of us, but we can't boycott Trump, right? I even saw a comment section of people, the whole diaspora band together. There was a whole comment section of Caribbeans from everywhere, thousands of likes per comment saying, Black Americans are not allowed to come to the Caribbean anymore. We stand in solidarity with Africans. As if, from a fake boycott, by the way. Mind you, there's people who say ignorant things in every corner sector of the diaspora, but you don't see everybody banding together to talk about how much they hate whatever sector of the diaspora it is. But let one Black American say something, it's like y'all could not wait to just use your confirmation bias to say, oh, this is the reason why we feel how we do. Because this one irrelevant person said something. And now let's list our grievances out. Let's dogpile. You see videos where people are just like, don't come to Africa no more. Don't date our men anymore. Like, over a fake, I have to keep repeating myself, over a fake boycott that if you walk down the street, ask anybody, they don't even know about. But apparently that one video represents all of us. And it's the green light for all of you to just be nasty to Black Americans. I've never said anything bad about anybody in the diaspora, but now I understand that I will be killed by the police. I am just a slave. I am lazy. I am ghetto. I am violent. I understand. That's what you guys are saying about us. I understand that you feel that.